Hello, Nigeria. Welcome to Newsline. I am Becky Madujemo. We are practically taking you on a tour across the country tonight. North, south, east, and west, we've got all the regions covered. It was loud in Benin City all through last week as the custodian of the kingdom not only picked a name that signified greatness, but he also mounted the throne of his ancestors. Quite a lot happened outside the traditional formalities, and our probing camera lenses caught some cultural fabulosity, which we'll have packaged to present to you. And from a northern state, a group of youths who can't be bothered with the travails that come with seeking employment have turned the tables on the labor market. They will be showing Nigerians just how they have managed to flip the script. Also around that axis, the birth of a baby tears a young family apart. This is strange, as it ought to be the other way around, right? Let's see why things have gone against the norm. And on a sad note, the construction of a borehole in Onitsha presents a tragic drama. In the meantime, there's a side to Maiduguri you need to see. It's a sharp contrast to what our mental picture of the Borno state capital has been in the past few years. Please watch the news now by Laurie Balahassan. I'll be back to tell you everything. Stay put. Happy Sunday, Laurie.
Happy Sunday, Becky. Good evening and welcome to the news. President Muhammadu Buhari has condemned the ballistic missile launched by Houthi militias targeting the holy city of Mecca. This was during a telephone call to King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud of Saudi Arabia. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, states that President Buhari said it is reprehensible and ignoble for terrorists to target a holy land where millions of Muslims gather for pilgrimage. President Buhari reiterated the need to strengthen international support and coalition in the fight against terrorism and violent extremism, noting that when the world stands together, there is no way good will not prevail over evil. And troops of Operation Lafia Dole deployed behind Bakassi internally displaced persons camp on Damboa Road in Maiduguri at about 9 o'clock this morning intercepted and killed a male suicide bomber who attempted to sneak into the IDP camp. According to the Acting Director, Army Public Relations, Colonel Sani Kukasheka Usman, a vigilant sentry sighted the suicide bomber and laid in wait until he came close when he shot and killed the terrorist as he tried to force his way to the IDP camp fence. The improvised explosive device, IED vest, strapped on the bomber failed to detonate, so a combined team of military and police explosive ordnance device experts were called in to safely detonate it. Following the creation of exit camps in Borno to enhance management of internally displaced persons trooping out of the liberated communities, the State Emergency Management Agency has taken measures to ensure their well-being. Hamman Jabani reports that foodstuff worth millions of naira is being distributed to the IDPs.
Two exit camps established in the outskirts of Maiduguri, the state capital, are located at Custom House and Mona Garage, distributing the food items which include rice, maize, cooking oil and other condiments to the over 10,000 internal displaced persons hitherto trapped in settlements and villages due to insurgency. SEMA Chairman Satomi Ahmed encouraged them to report suspicious persons to security personnel. He added that both the federal and state governments are committed to restoring their dignity, hence the need for them to cooperate with authority to fast-track their rehabilitation and settlement. In the meantime, Satomi Ahmed, while addressing IDPs sheltered at Doloru 2 camp, commended their sense of unity. He said the Quranic competition they organized for women, in which 52 of them participated, will strengthen the bond of family and urge them to continue in that spirit. In Maiduguri, Hamman Jabani, NTA News.
Vice President Yemi Oshibajo has reiterated his call on the Nigerian elite to come together based on a common consensus to build the nation. Speaking at the dinner event organized by the Christian Association of Nigerian Americans in Houston, USA, the Vice President noted that there is a growing consensus by all and sundry on the need for good governance. Explaining the need for a group of Nigerians who are committed to lifting the nation to rise up, Vice President Oshibajo noted that this was important to counter and stop those who are working to pillage the resources of the country. He said the Buhari administration takes diaspora issue very seriously and commended members of the association for their demonstration of patriotism, even while outside the shores of the country.
I believe that it's time for those who are determined to do right and who are determined to work for the greatness of our country to come together from wherever they may be from and whatever religion they may belong to. That is the quality of the new tribe that our nation deserves. And I very strongly believe that here in this room are men and women who will be members of that new tribe, who will contribute to the greatness of our country.
I'm one of the Chibok girls that were abducted on the 14th of April 2014, but by the grace of God, I was able to escape and I'm here today. So I wanted to thank you for all that you have been doing for the victims of Boko Haram in Nigeria and for the Chibok girls. Thank you very much.
The Vice President was presented with an honorary congressional proclamation by U.S. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, who indicated that the U.S. Congress takes Nigeria as a very serious partner. President of the association, Dr. James Fadel, enjoined Nigerians to reject the tendency to be a consuming nation without the desire to also produce and to pray for the country to win the battle against the nation's opposing forces. In the Rule of Law Index rating by the World Justice Project, an independent, multidisciplinary organization working to advance the rule of law around the world, Nigeria makes an 11-point leap from a global index of 107 to 96 in rule of law adherence rankings. In a statement by the chairman Buhari Media Support Group, Muhammad Labbo describes this as a reflection of the success of the Buhari administration's efforts so far in entrenching and boosting the rule of law compliance in government. The group notes that the ratings prove that the administration reforms seen in its dogged fight against corruption, active transparency in government dealings, restoration of order and security, especially in the Northeast, and improved access to justice are bearing fruit. The presidency has advised journalists and other Nigerians to stop linking President Muhammadu Buhari to the legal travels of some recently arrested judges in the country. The senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity, Malam Garba Shehu, said President Muhammadu Buhari would be the last person to authorize anybody to induce a judge to pervert the course of justice. Malam Shehu recalled that despite his personal familiarity with some court judges, the president has never used that familiarity to seek favors from them from 2003, 2007 and 2011 when he was challenging the fairness of the presidential election results from the lowest to the highest courts in the land and during the periods in question. The senior special assistant also explained that as a politician, President Buhari had never suggested to his lawyers to approach any judge for assistance to win his cases. He said the president lives by this principle and has never deviated from it. On the fate of the judicial officers facing corruption allegations, the presidential media aide said the president does not tell courts how to do their jobs and that anybody accused of corruption is protected by law to defend their innocence. He explained that the purpose of the law is to punish the guilty and acquit the innocent, noting that the law protects the rights of everyone. Malam Garba Shehu said the president does not have any powers to force any court to convict anybody who is innocent, arguing that in a democratic society, that cannot happen without resistance by the people. The General Overseer, Charismatic Renewal Ministries, Dr. Cosmas Ilechukwu, says Nigerians must change what they believe about the country if they want the nation to change for the better. Dr. Cosmas said this at a special Sunday service held to pray for Nigeria political leaders. Ifoma Ojinta reports that the prayer was at the instance of the Change We Need Nigeria group to round up the group's 7th annual lecture series.
Speaking on the topic, the cornerstones of belief, Dr. Cosmos Ilechukwu says the strength of one's prayer is not determined by the words of prayers, but by one's belief. Therefore, Nigerians must believe in their country as well as the absolute goodness of God, and things will turn around for good.
The good God that made Nigeria will make Nigeria good. We also believe that nothing is impossible with God. No matter how bad things are today, God can change this country in one night. And of course, also believe that, Jesus Christ paid for everything that we ever need on the cross of Calvary. So we're not begging him to do, it's already guaranteed. It's already guaranteed. And of course, we must also believe that we are significant.
Various clergymen took turns in praying for Nigeria as a nation. Prayers were also said for political advisors, the three arms of government, the economy, as well as for peace and security of the nation. Worshippers at the service called on Nigerians to pray and also believe in the efficacy of prayers.
We know that if we pray for Nigeria, it will be better for Nigeria. We have been doing that. And I'm telling you, if not because of what God has been doing in Nigeria, we would have been scattered.
We have the tools to do the job in this country. I think we should get on and do it. God will give us the strength to do it, but we shouldn't say that because we are relying on God, we shouldn't lift our own hands.
The congregation sang praises to God and danced in thanksgiving. In Abuja, Ifeoma Ojinta, NTA News.
The anti-corruption war has been described as a collective responsibility of every Nigerian, which must be enforced to aid economic recovery in the country. Speaker Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Onofiok Luke, stated this in Calabar, Cross River State, at the third annual public lecture and book presentation of Bishop Ima Isong, South President, Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria. Umo Obasi Edet tells us more.
The public lecture, which was in commemoration of the South Deputy President of PFN, Dr. Emma Isong, had the theme Nigeria's anti-corruption war and economic recovery, the Connect. Mr. Luke stressed that corruption could be reduced
Let me urge us to stop media trial of corruption. It gives negative image to our country. Whosoever has advantage should be taken before the court of law and due prosecution follows.
Other speakers at the forum called for attitudinal change on the part of Nigerians, especially the religious class, who should be seen as vanguards. Bishop Emma Isong lauded the President Buhari-led administration's determination to tackle the menace.
My very reason for fighting corruption and helping to fight corruption is because corruption has become endemic in Nigerian, African society, in world society, and if a voice like mine does not hit hard, it may destroy the next generation.
The public lecture, which is the third in the series, featured the presentation of a book titled Removing Spiritual Injunctions, authored by Bishop Emma Isong. In Calabar, Umo Basidet, NTA News.
Senate President Dr. Bukola Saraki has commended the Nigerian Army for its decision to purchase 50,000 pairs of shoes from local manufacturers in Aba for the use of officers and soldiers. In a statement signed by his special advisor, Media and Publicity, Yusuf Olaniyonu, the Senate President noted that the move shows that the military is living up to its billing as an institution that can play vital roles in boosting the national economy and in ending economic recession. While urging other military and paramilitary forces to emulate the army, Senator Saraki further urged them not to limit their patronage and promotion of made in Nigeria goods to shoes only. He also commended the Nigerian Air Force for forging cooperation with a local motor manufacturing group in the manufacture of some aircraft parts. The staff of office has been presented to the new Emir of Borgu Kingdom in Niger State with emphasis on the need for peace, unity and progress of the country. Eminent personalities, including federal government delegation led by the FCT Minister Muhammad Musa Bello, state governors and traditional rulers graced the holistic event held in Busa. Suleiman Kodogi reports.
That was the presentation of the staff of office by Governor Abubakar Sani Bello to the Emir of Barugu, Alhaji Muhammadu Sani Halerudan Toroki Toro IV, as the 17th Emir of Barugu Kingdom. President Muhammadu Buhari was represented at the event by a high-power delegation led by the FCT Minister Muhammadu Musa Bello and the Minister of State for Solid Minerals Abubakar Bawa Buhari, with Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambawal in attendance. Governor Abubakar Sani Bello called on the Emir of Barugu to see his coronation as a call for new course of development, explaining that his administration has continued to enjoy a cordial working relationship with traditional institutions in the state. The traditional event has the blessings of the Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Saad Abubakar, Emir of Kanu, Etunupe, Alhaji Yahya Abubakar, and His Royal Majesty Dr. Benjamin Chiboze, the Dean of Hagbo Kingdom, Delta State, amongst others.
So I believe that our institution has come a long way. I've been contributing on quota to the peace and development and progress of our communities, the state, and the Nigeria in general.
Embrace education, follow your king, and respect the authority of the day.
For the celebrant, Emir of Barugu, Alhaji Muhammadu Sani Halerudan Toroki Toro IV, it is a dream come true. In Busa, Suleiman Kodogi, NTA News.
Public relations practitioners in the country have been challenged to initiate and promote ideas that will foster unity for the attainment and sustainability of the country. This was the submission of speakers at the dinner and awards night to honor distinguished Nigerians. Ken Egbeluge reports that the event was organized by the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations in Lagos.
Gathering of professionals in the field of public relations from across the country. Their presence was to honor some of their own who, through their extra effort, have succeeded in enthroning the practice of public relations in their professional endeavors. Given the nation's current emerging realities, the president of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations stressed the important role of public relations in the dynamics of change, as well as its potential to drive the mechanism of governance.
Is a deliberate strategy to bring about innovations. It is a strategy to build relationships. It's a strategy to build structure and also to build reputation.
Awards were presented to notable public relations practitioners who, through the course of their practice, have carved a niche for themselves. Among the recipients was the Director General, Nigerian Television Authority, Yakubu Ibi Mohammed. He was represented by the Acting Zonal Director, Lagos Network Center.
This award is an appreciation to what NTA has been doing to Nigerian society. The way NTA has been pushing forward, uniting Nigeria and making things to work out.
My little contribution is also been seen and also been recognized, and it will spur me into doing more.
Some people are there watching what we are doing, and today we're being honored. I want to thank God.
The event was part of activities to mark the 2016 Conference of Directors and Heads of Public Relations in Nigeria in Lagos. Ken Igbeluge, NTA News.
And talking health, coping with political and socio-economic challenges as it impacts on healthy lifestyle is to be a major discourse as the world prepares to mark another Stroke Day. This was the focus of neurologist Professor Arthur Onwuchekwa at the inaugural lecture of the University of Port Harcourt. Kingsley Amajiri reports.
That affects the arteries and in turn hinders the free flow of blood to the brain. It is said to be the 5th leading cause of deaths in the world. This, in the views of neurologists, is preventable.
Stroke is preventable. Your lifestyle, the things to watch out.
It's a way in which we manage all this that end up with a stroke or not.
Concerned about the rising cases of deaths resulting from stroke-related incidents on the societal health, Professor Arthur Onwuchekwa, at an inaugural lecture at the University of Port Harcourt, identified obesity, hypertension, excessive alcohol, lack of regular exercise, among others, as the risk factors.
Hypertension is responsible about 30 to 50 causes of stroke. For most patients who are hypertensive, they don't know.
Stakeholders, however, called for joint efforts towards strengthening the health system, reducing the cost of treatment, and possible macroeconomic policies to discourage the sale of products that give rise to stroke. In Port Harcourt, Kingsley Amajiri, NTA News.
And now sports with Adiola Omokivi.
Nigeria will be the cynosure of all eyes come December when the Eco Atlantic Beach in Lagos hosts the 2016 CAF Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations. Chairman of the local organizing committee and first vice president of the Nigerian Football Federation, Seyi Akinwumi, says Nigeria will put up a world-class tournament.
CAF appreciates what Nigeria can do. He also appreciates that where we stand in the sports world and football world.
It should be bigger than Copa Lagos because that's the plan, and in this tournament is supposed to help to increase the level.
8 teams are expected to feature in the 6-day competition. The 2 finalists will be Africa's flag bearer at the Beach Soccer World Cup in the Bahamas next year. The Super 8 tournament featured the 8 clubs that gained promotion to the Nigerian National League to determine the overall winner of a nationwide league. FRSC Football Club Abuja emerged champions by beating AS Racings of Lagos 3-2 on penalties after 1 goal apiece at regulation time.
We at the Football Federation don't want them to continue recycling players. Let them come to the grassroots league so that they see the young talent we have, so that they absorb them into their league
by next season to introduce age limits in this competition so that we have really young talents playing in this league, which can now be used for the future.
In the 3rd place, My People Football Club of Lagos beat Papilo Football Club of Owerri 4-0. Team Tomburn of Abuja has maintained its lead in the Blue State Leadway of Lagos in a pulsating encounter which lasted for 2 days. Team Tomburn of Abuja and Leadway of Lagos had 3 points each from 6 matches. The mixed doubles became the decider as the pair of Moses Michael and Sarah Adegoke beat the pair of Monday Gbinovia and Ronke Akimbade 6-4-6 love for Team Tombim to win the tie 4 points to 3.
The team event puts a different expectation on the players. It also puts some pressure on the coach to come up with the right tactics.
With Sports Update, Adeola Omokivi, NTA News.
And let's now quickly take a look at the weather picture across the country.
Welcome to the forecast from the Nigerian Meteorological Agency. A quiet Monday morning we expect as there are chances of dry and sunny conditions to prevail over the northern fringes of the country, raising daytime temperatures. Cloudiness to the southern half of the country, while the central state should be caught under sunny conditions with some whiffs of cloudiness. A slight increase in relative humidities should make the afternoon period quite uncomfortable, as the north should still be caught under sunny conditions, partly cloudy conditions to the central state, though with some likelihood of localized thundery activities in 1 or 2 places. There are chances of pockets of thunderstorms and rain showers to affect the inland areas of the south and the coastal cities. And here's the temperature forecast.
You can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. And that wraps up the news segment of Newsline. Newsline continues shortly with Becky after the break. Don't go away.
Of Industry Graduate Entrepreneurship Fund, GEF, is now open for entries. The scheme is to encourage graduates of tertiary institutions to venture into business and become employers of labor rather than job seekers.
To be eligible for this program, the core member will have to take part in an online business plan competition.
The selected corpers will undergo a 4-day intensive entrepreneurship capacity building program that will run simultaneously in NYSC camps across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country, including Lagos.
Successful core members who are able to produce bankable business plans would be provided with loans of up to 2 million naira at 9% interest rates per annum, with tenures ranging from 3 to 5 years.
Hurry! Go to the Graduate Entrepreneurship Fund online application portal at www.boinigeria.ng/GEF and submit your business idea. Application portal opens on Wednesday, October 26th and closes at midnight of November 7, 2016.
Bank of Industry, transforming Nigeria's industrial sector.
This must be one of Mother Nature's greatest gifts. But there's something else it gives us. When we see such beauty, we want to share it with those we love. That's what LG wants you to see. Just what we see now through our technology. LG OLED TV.
Taste the nectar of paradise. Chi exotic nectar in pineapple, coconut, multifruita, and other exotic flavors. The taste will take you there. Chi exotic nectar escape to paradise.
House of Chi. Don't get your own alert for millions. Open your savings account. Or the one where you get already at 10,000 naira. Join them. And you fit to win 1 million naira, 2 million naira, 3 million naira every month. Will your savings account reach 50,000 naira. And you fit to win the open prize of 5 million naira. Or the HTRM prices like over 100 fridges and generator. They ground too. So therefore, start the save your way to millions today.
You too hard.
Wait, I will not help. I don't tire for this life. See loyalty full everywhere. I this one I only imagine how many millions now. Not wait first. Sorry, not pass Clara. I will go the competition.
Thank you. Jumbo fidelity don't do that for you. Now what you go write for this one now?
Jumbo is not a man.
We're Fidelity. We keep our word. So Clean, the detergent brand trusted by millions of Nigerians, now with a new look. For decades, its 30% concentrated formula has been trusted to wash faster, brighter, cleaner. Introducing So Clean with new stain magnet technology. The new advanced enzyme formula pulls trapped dirt out of fiber like a magnet. So Clean, now with stain magnet technology for even better stain removal. Chai, I don't enter one chance. Which kind of wahala be this? You self, you not sabi the correct wazo milk.
Hollandia evap, wazo back, shikini money, yeah. Wazo, milky way demo. Wazo, shikini money for more. Wazo, milky way demo. Shikini money for more. Milky way make it sense. Shikini money. Naija, no let your wazo enter one chance. Choose Hollandia evap, shikini money, more milk.
There is a reason Africa is called the new frontier. What was once potential is now an opportunity ready to be seized. Once revered for our resources, today's wealth lies in our people. People who build the cities that shape the future. People who know an idea in one place means business in another. A generation for whom technology means there are no borders, no boundaries. We are the new lions in a brave new world, kings of the urban jungle. And there's a bank that puts the world in our pocket and the future in our hands. UBA, Africa's global bank.
This, you would agree with me, is so heartwarming. It is true that some Nigerians do not appreciate their country and nationality. As a result, they find all kinds of reasons to check out of Nigeria, and some go as far as adopting the citizenship of another country. The irony of this is that countless foreigners will give an arm and a leg to be Nigerians. We are worth more than gold, and that's a fact. To buttress this, an American came to Nigeria to attend the convocation ceremony of Afe Babalola University, Ado-Ekiti, and in the few days she was there, she was able to see deep into the soul of this great country. What she decided to do is what Kola Adebuboyi will tell us.
This is an American, a university don, Professor Cynthia Hammond dances to the beat of King Sunny Ade to the admiration of guests. This and cultural heritage of people of Adogite attracted her to nationalize, wanting to be a citizen of Nigeria and by extension indigene of Adogite. It is on this premise that the traditional ruler of the kingdom, Ewi of Adogite, played host to Professor Hammond and her husband to perform the rites of Christian the Americans. A ceremony like this in Yoruba culture, where all ingredients for naming in line with the tradition were on ground for necessary prayers and rites, there is no doubt that one will be expecting new names for the newborn baby. The situation was, however, different when the over 60-year-old American, who is also the president of Central State University, Ohio, USA, Professor Hammond, developed interest in Africa and determined to associate with Ekiti people, particularly at Adogite. As tradition demands, Professor Hammond was taken into the inner room to change her dress and was later brought into venue by Eyishorun of Adogite, Olori Bosede Adejugbe, in a new traditional attire depicting the culture of Yoruba for the naming.
We are giving her Omani Sola Omolara by this beautiful honor. I will carry this title and this honor with me every day of my life.
They know that they trace their route to Africa. We accept them as one of us.
The Fiwadoye of Adogite and Bamofin of Yoruba land, Are Afebawala, in company of American, described our decision to associate with Ekiti as an important milestone towards achieving excellence and promoting cultural heritage of the land.
Of course, it means that there's going to be further cooperation between us and these people.
Her husband, Professor James Hammond, was not left out of the ceremony as he was also given Yoruba name, Omowale.
She wants to be among the happiest people in the world, and being Nigerian is the surest option available. Congrats to our dear sister. The whole of last week, the ancient city of Benin was the cynosure of all eyes. People from within and outside Nigeria joined the Beninese as they celebrated the ascension of their new Oba to the throne. The memory is still lingering. Agatha Egwari-Ojo now wants to tell us about the fashion styles and statements by royalty of the Benin Kingdom and their guests during the coronation ceremony.
In spite of modernization, Benin people have refused to allow the erosion of their culture. This perhaps explains why Oba Ewaye II painstakingly went through the processes, visiting the important sites. The coronation recorded one of the highest gathering of traditional rulers in recent times. Red and white were the traditional colors, hence the beautifully turned out members of the council, while guests, both men and women, had a spectacular display of Nigeria's best outfits. One outfit that was outstanding was that of the man of the moment, clad in coral beaded royal attire from head to toe. It is estimated to weigh about 79 kilograms.
All of us who are experiencing it, we're happy about it. I particularly, this is the second one I'm experiencing.
I pray that we'll live long so that we'll be able to carry Benin and the entire Dokidom to the greater level.
We shall succeed in this live mission of building upon the legacies of our father.
For the days the activities lasted, residents put their businesses and differences aside, with the streets fully occupied, as reflected in the sea of heads who accompanied him on the activities, which were largely undertaken by processions spanning over 20 kilometers. The coronation of the 40th Oba of Benin must have come and gone, one thing is sure. The Beninese left nothing to chance in demonstrating their love for the monarch and upholding their rich cultural heritage, which, if well harnessed, will earn the country a lot of money.
All the accessories have deeper meanings than the glamour they are for the person who adorns them. Very nice.
Let's proceed to the next location. We all know that Maiduguri, the Borno state capital, is one of the areas in the northeast of this country that came under the attack of insurgents. Expectedly, life came to a standstill as those residents who did not flee took every step with caution because no one knew when or where the next attack would occur. All that seems to be in the past, as Mohammed Ibrahim would now reveal.
For 6 years, residents of Maiduguri were compelled to restrict activities to daytime because of the dusk to dawn curfew imposed to protect them from the terror of Boko Haram. The combined efforts of armed forces arrested the ugly trend which gave birth to the relative peace now enjoyed in and around Maiduguri. This development expectedly revived nightlife as captured by our camera lens from Lagos Street, Bulunkutu, Post Office and other popular relaxation spots including suya and fish spots.
Now Maiduguri is a place that everybody will champion to come and stay. Maiduguri is still lively, except that part of life is missing because a lot of my guys are not coming down. So I'm urging you guys to come down to Maiduguri and continue your investment, not just the life of them.
Those who engage in commercial activities say the relaxation of curfew hours is a big plus to their business, with growing number of customers.
We pray for extension of movements to midnight.
Commercial vehicle and tricycle operators are not left out as they convey those who go night dobbing to their favored destinations.
Now we are living in a very peaceful atmosphere. We are interacting with our friends in the morning.
For how long?
This has been for almost 2.5 years, I can say.
The hustle and bustle of daytime has fully extended to nightlife in Maiduguri as obtains in other state capitals in Nigeria and is gradually helping the state to regain its slogan, Home of Peace.
Revealing Maiduguri is as safe as the next city. So if you've been planning a visit, go ahead. There's fun waiting for you. Necessity, they say, is the father of invention. In view of the scarcity of white-collar jobs, many Nigerian youths are looking inwards to locate what they can do by themselves, for themselves, and by extension, the nation. From Gombe comes this report where Emmanuel Akela tells us some youths have begun training themselves in the area of technology. These youths say they have embarked on the journey not so as to secure government jobs, but to be self-reliant and employers of labor themselves. Let's hear their dreams as narrated by Emmanuel.
Governments in Nigeria have been making efforts with establishment of technical and engineering institutions all over the country to train personnel needed to bridge the gap in technology for growth and development of the country. However, we are not there yet. Younger Nigerians have keyed into this struggle for the country to be technologically self-reliant, which is why they do not rely on the teachings in the classroom alone, but find themselves anywhere in critical engineering and technical segments of the society, receiving one form of training or the other for their personal development while aspiring to provide for Nigeria's future need.
They attend their primary schools in the morning, and in the afternoon they come into the workshop and partake in whatever we are doing. And as such, they learn along with the job. They observe what we do, and before you know it, by the time they are 10, 11, 12, they are already experts.
Even at their age, the desire to be future engineers is seen in the level of dedication they have to what they are doing.
This is one of the centers in Gombe where youths have committed themselves to becoming future engineers of Nigeria.
My name is Abubakar Adamu. I want to become engineer.
My name is Aminu. I come to this workshop to learn engineering.
Their progress might not be without challenges, from peer group influence to family inadequate support.
When you bring your boy to the learning work, at least you should follow him
monthly or a year or something like that. They will spend more than 5 to 10 years. A father cannot come to our place and ask about his children. So that is the main problem we are facing.
Growing up this way, combined with the teaching in the school, experts say would give Nigeria a better result in her quest to catch up with world giants.
The iron you see outside there that somebody, one of my boys is working on, is a condemned metal. But now we are molding it back into to be used material for a motor part. I'm now working on an aircraft which is in the offing. As soon as it's true, maybe I will invite you.
Nigeria has been relying heavily on foreign support to develop. But that seems not to be happening anytime soon. The answer may be within, seeing that Nigerians are also part of the success stories of the advanced countries of the world.
Talking technology, the Nigerian Television Authority is playing a positive role in ensuring that our great country achieves advancements technologically. Do you know that in the past 10 years, the NTA, through its educational television arm, has successfully organized a technology expo? This is an avenue where Nigerian secondary school students are encouraged and given the free hand to invent anything that can be further developed technologically. This is how advanced countries started. Anyway, this year's edition has been held, and as usual, it was a huge success. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday will tell us some more.
Television, no doubt, has become a nerve linking the society, its activities, and the people together. For the past 10 years, the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, through its educational television arm, ETV, has been using the annual expo as a veritable tool for national integration. The young inventors from north to south, east to west, converged on the headquarters of the largest TV network in Africa to showcase their innovations. And beyond the artistic and scientific display, it was an avenue for the children to showcase the country's rich cultural heritage.
Girls like me like big girls like this, and we like Ashoke. I prefer Ashoke, preferably Ashoke.
I'm from Borno, the northeast of Nigeria. I'm wearing Dongashau and Mandil and Murzam.
In English we call it bead, but in the Benin we call it Ife. This wrapper is called Benin Velvet. On my head I have the Okuku.
We, the people of Igbo, the Southeast in general, we are very peaceful people. Nice to be around with.
The students had time for exchange of gift items, symbolizing the region they came from.
Very important that we Nigerians come together to become one nation, because they say the more of Ghanaians we have as a nation, the more our strength.
The strength of a broomstick is in its bundle. So the type of Nigeria I want is a Nigeria with a cool and serene environment where a Yoruba man can call an Igbo man his brother, an Igbo man will call an Hausa man his brother.
I don't understand why there's always fight between a Yoruba man and an Hausa man, Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, like that. I dream of a Nigeria where one day we all see each other as brothers and sisters and live together in one.
Taraba State emerged the best after bagging the first place in science and technology in the junior category and in the senior category for arts.
We like to encourage more students to come and make their state proud.
Very happy to see that the first position in the senior category is really very interesting.
The presence of the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, who was represented by the Executive Director, Finance and Administration of the NTA, Philip Ofegbu, was a moral booster for the students.
We concentrate on the youth, the people I call the trustees of our posterity. That's what they are. If we don't build on them, we waste away.
Over 250 students from across the country took part in this year's edition.
Another successful expo by NTA ETV, and those young inventors keep pushing the boundaries every year. Just great. So far, so good. We must pause now for a break, return and open our social events diary. Who did what, when, and where? Stay on the line.
We all have that one friend that can sure like to borrow.
Babes, please borrow me that your bag.
Borrow salt. Borrow car. Even borrow torchlight in the middle of the night. But the one that pains me the most, borrow data. So I decided to stop all that. I introduced my own borrow friend to the all-new MTN data bundles.
Dial *131# to find the MTN data bundle plan that's just right for you. And if you're out of airtime to buy data, simply borrow data and pay later with MTN Extra Bytes.
As for the other stuff, well, we are still working on it.
MC, I have a wedding tomorrow. Please, can I borrow your boo?
MTN, everywhere you go.
Nigeria's biggest business event is here again. Yes, it is the 2016 Lagos International Trade Fair, holding on Friday 4th to Sunday 13th November 2016 at the Tafawa Balewa Square, Lagos. Theme: positioning the Nigerian economy for diversification and sustainable growth. If you are into manufacturing, banking and finance, oil and gas, telecommunications, insurance, mining and agriculture, government parastatals or SMEs, come to the 2016 Lagos International Trade Fair to exhibit your products and services to the world. Adequate security, good traffic control, constant electricity, and general orderliness with shuttle services guaranteed. For more information, contact the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, 1 Idowu Taylor Street, Victoria Island, Lagos. Telephone 0803-911-5606. You can register online at www.lagosinternationaltradefair.com. Lagos International Trade Fair, the biggest and the best.
Don't just sit there. You need to reach out.
I won't get on free, top of it.
Ew.
Try it. It's quick and effective.
And it worked. You need to believe in yourself, Halima.
With free basics, one opportunity leads to many. Dial *141# to get Girl Effect, Airtel One Touch, and many more without data charges. Only on Airtel.
So Clean, the detergent brand trusted by millions of Nigerians, now with a new look. For decades, its 30% concentrated formula has been trusted to wash faster, brighter, cleaner. Introducing So Clean with new stain magnet technology. The new advanced enzyme formula pulls trapped dirt out of fiber like a magnet. So Clean, now with stain magnet technology for even better stain removal.
What's all this food for?
Remember I'm inviting a few friends for dinner.
Looks like you're looking after my stomach.
It's your heart I'm looking after.
Adama's right. Mamador is cholesterol-free, full of omega oils, and approved by the Nigerian Heart Foundation.
Have we got enough plates?
Mamador, your heart will thank you.
Welcome back. The man in the limelight is 80 years old. He looks nothing like it. He is the chairman of the Bond Group, the company that produces the multivitamin for children known as Bona Babe. Asiwaju Debowale Omotosho is obviously elated and grateful to God for the landmark, and here's how he demonstrated it.
Asiwaju Debowale Omotosho's love for humanity was exhibited during his 80th birthday ceremony as the event was kicked off with a colloquium held in his honor. The colloquium, with the theme Collective Action Against Sickle Cell Disorder, Bond Chemicals Limited Intervention, brought eminent personalities together who spoke on various issues concerning sickle cell disorder in Nigeria and laudable efforts at checking sickle cell disorder.
But let the government be serious. Protect the home. You know, I've been hammering on this. Until we start protecting these people, we are not going anywhere.
It is best where you have sickle cell significantly in the country to have a sickle cell center, dedicated center.
The celebration train then moved to Awe in Oyo State, the hometown of the celebrant. In Awe, a novelty match between Bonner Babes Bombers and Amo Sandals was full of fun as those present could not hide their excitement. The celebration continued with Thanksgiving galore at the Gospel Baptist Church Awe in Oyo State.
For Mahatma Gandhi, it was humility and ordinariness. Part of the qualities of Samatosha is ordinariness. If you meet him, except for his physique, you won't know he is anybody.
Thereafter, guests were treated to a royal reception.
Even at 80, I know all his dreams have not been fulfilled. So I wish him the fulfillment of the remaining parts of his dreams.
What I want for him is to fulfill God's purpose for his life.
Learning from him is what we get every day.
80th birthday celebration of Asiwaju Debowale Omotosho, Chairman, Bond Group Makers of Bonabades Multivitamins for Children, was also used to unveil a new sickle cell drug known as Oxuria.
It was discovered that hydroxyurea, which is used for other cure, can also cure sickle cell.
All the best to the celebrants and many more years in sound health is our prayer. When Emmanuel Olufemi opened a savings account with Fidelity Bank PLC, little did he know that by the singular act, he would be made a millionaire at the age of 25 by the bank. He is a star prize winner in the first batch of the bank's ongoing Get Alerting Millions promo. Jane Ojukwu was at the draws in Lagos, where the bank that keeps its word presented prizes in cash and kind to all the winners.
The presentation of 2 million Naira star prize to the winner, Emmanuel Olufemi. 2 other lucky customers who won consolation prizes of a refrigerator and a power generating set were also presented with their prizes.
This money is huge. It wasn't part of my expectation, but thank God I was the winner, to the 2 million Naira, and I'm really happy, But my prayer, because I don't know what I'm going to do with the money now, but I just pray God lead me to use the money well properly.
The management of Fidelity Bank says the promo was designed to promote the culture of savings amongst Nigerians and also to reward customers for their loyalty.
You know what is happening in the country. Everybody needs money now, first and foremost, So that's why we decided to do the Get Alert promo. We have 18 winners all over the country, both in Lagos, Southwest, Southeast, in the North. So this same presentation that's going on here is going on simultaneously in those various locations, and we have 18 winners coming out of this first draw.
All you need to do is to open an account with 10,000 Naira. Okay, if you're an existing holder of Fidelity Bank, you top it up to 20,000 Naira, and you qualify for the monthly draws. So we have monthly draws and quarterly draws. For the monthly draws, you can win 2 million Naira, 3 million Naira and 1 million Naira. The quarterly draws is 5 million Naira. That's all for grabs.
Representative of the National Lottery Regulatory Commission speaks on the process of the draw.
The draw was fair, was precise. All shortlisted participated. Everybody was given an equal chance.
The draws of the Fidelity Get Alert in Millions promo and prize presentations hold simultaneously in the 6 geopolitical zones, Abuja and Lagos. The promo, which started in September, will last till March next year.
Executive members of the National Union of Road Transport Workers were in Makurdi during the week. Their mission was to let the governor of Benue State know about how the union feels about him. Humbled by the visit, the governor hosted his guests to a grand reception. All the details about this are with Aisha Uba Ali.
It was a visit that brought back memories as the leadership of the Road Transport Workers Union, NURTW, visited the food basket of the nation, Makurdi, Benue State. President of the union, Najim Yassin, said their decision to confer on the governor the union's highest honor as Grand Patron is in recognition of his contribution to the labor movement in general and development of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, and in specific terms, his transformation initiatives, which include giving facelift to motor parks in the state and creating a better road transport network, precisely a heavy-duty route, to ease movement of agricultural produce to boost the economy of the state.
State of development in the area of road rehabilitation, reconstruction, and fresh construction that cut across the entire state. This will assist in stimulating the economy of the state, as well as the business and agricultural viability of Benin State as the food basket of the nation.
In his response, Otom went back memory lane, a meeting that opened up a touchy story, talking about starting his career at the motor park in Boko in 1979, of not being an easy journey.
Myself and the deputy governor tells you his own checkered life experience. You also appreciate this, and many of my cabinet members were not born with silver spoons, so we appreciate the pains of the people. And this time we go to bed, we reflect and think about them. What can we do to improve on their lives?
It was a gala night that showcased the rich culture of Benue people. About 5 officials of the union, the managing director of Bank of Industry, alongside other foreigners, were decorated in the traditional attire.
State University is putting square pegs in square holes to address graduate unemployment issues in the country. How it is going to do it was contained in the university's first inaugural lecture. Elizabeth Wotwoma reports.
Edo University, Quality Education for Development, a world-class venture for peoples diverse in the world. This is the first stanza of the Edo University anthem. Though a young institution, it has lived up to the status of a world-class university with a state-of-the-art facilities and a conducive environment for learning. The objective is to turn out graduates from Edo State who are not only employable but well-equipped to become employers of labor.
The solution to Nigeria's problem, the panacea Nigeria's underdevelopment, is a proper harnessing of her manpower. Several things that are missing in our engineering curricula that needs to be completed so that we will produce the best engineers, and they will be engineers that can address or that will address the problems, specific problems of our country.
The first public lecture entitled Engineering Education, Regulation and Practice, delivered by the President, Nigerian Society of Engineers, Otis Anyaiji, was tailored in that direction. He said the engineer is entrusted with key attributes that are critical to public policy and politics. There are training on critical thinking on solving problems, moral and ethical obligations to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the public. Governor Adams Oshomole was honored for the initiative in putting in place a world-class institution.
Three men went into a well, and what happened to them is what we'll tell you after this commercial break. Stay on the line.
From what we have seen, we have the capacity which we can rapidly develop or feed in ourselves. If we don't import rice, we stop importing corn and other grains, Nigeria will have plenty of money to invest into developing industries especially manufacturing, textiles and so on, and develop iron and steel, and complement the infrastructure development. So really, the opportunities are virtually limitless, and we are very, very aware of this, and we are prepared to exploit it to the fullest.
Every goal, every success deserves your all. Only 100% will do. Chivita, 100%. Chivita 100% juice, made from real natural fruits, with no preservative and no added sugar. The best always believes in 100%.
Chivita, 100% or nothing.
What's for dinner, Mom? I want spaghetti, I want spaghetti. I want rice, beans, and stew.
Yam and sauce?
No matter what the budget is, you can count on Devon King's quality cooking oil for a delicious meal they'll all love.
Rice,
so you can cook just that one dish to bring the family together, no matter the budget.
Jollof rice.
This is great food.
This is great value.
Don't just sit there. You need to reach out.
Buy one, get one free, 2 for 50.
Ew!
Try it. It's quick and effective.
And it worked! Wow. You need to believe in yourself, Halima.
With free basics, one opportunity leads to many. Dial *141# to get Girl Effect, Airtel One Touch, and many more without data charges. Only on Airtel.
One should be careful while consuming saturated fats. Eating too many foods high in saturated fats can raise the level of cholesterol in your blood. This can increase the risk of heart disease.
Choose leaner cut of meat
and low-fat dairy products.
The production, distribution, and sale of counterfeit and fake drugs is a corrupt practice and a crime against humanity. This has informed several measures and strategies to combat fake drugs, including introduction of anti-counterfeiting cutting-edge technologies to detect fake drugs on the spot. These technologies are being deployed to all the states across the Federation, as well as the internally displaced people's camps. The President, Muhammadu Buhari, and his team are committed to this fight.
The federal government of Nigeria, in line with its anti-corruption agenda and posture, will fight a total war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products in order to ensure that Nigerians remain healthy and well.
Lend your support and join NAFDAC to rid the country of fake drugs and unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
Hear the call of change. Stand up, Nigeria. Change is here and it's going to stay. Change begins with you. Oh yeah, make we go. So let the change begin from within. Look at you, oh Gerula. Change begins with you and me. Change begins with me. Change begins with me. Change begins
Staying on the line. It was a day of joy in Lokoja, the Kogi state capital, when Martha Uguche, daughter of former Assistant Director Marketing at the NTA headquarters, Dr. Daniel Uguche, wedded Simon Odofu. Deborah Iola Samuel reports that the ceremony was presided over by Dr. Timothy Obiaga of the Holy Ghost School, Abuja.
The two-day program began at the family house of the bride with prayers and payment of dowry witnessed by both families, friends, and well-wishers. What followed was marriage vows and exchange of rings, which was presided over by Dr. Timothy Obiaga of the Holy Ghost School Ministry, Abuja.
I have left my father.
I have left my father.
And my mother.
And my mother.
And I join myself.
And I join myself.
To you.
To you, Martha.
This moment forward.
From this moment forward.
We shall be one.
We shall be one.
I feel great, and it's like a dream come true.
I feel so happy, so great, and I'm very grateful to God for making this day a reality.
The officiating minister, Dr. Timothy Obiaga, congratulated them and urged them to love and tolerate each other for a happy home. Guests were treated to a reception soon after the solemnization.
And then what we have there?
Father of the bride, who is the coordinator, head of department, Banking and Finance in Veritas University, Abuja, Dr. Daniel Oguche, expressed delight over the success of the ceremony, which he described as colorful.
They should live as husband and wife. Apart from that, they should not listen to gossips from anywhere. They should understand each other, and that is the bedrock of every marriage.
My prayer for them is that they should remain focused and look unto God, as they should take God as their foundations.
Today is the happiest day of my son's life.
I pray that the Lord will establish their home and bless them and be with them.
To the new couple, have a great life. Next stop, this happened on a residential premises in Onitsha, where a borehole was being dug. We hear that one man went into the well, and when he failed to come out, another went in to fetch him. Both of them did not come out, and a third man went in. What happened next is what Chidinma Ume is set to report.
The unfortunate incident drew a large crowd of the residents of the area and some traders from Onitsha main market. NTA gathered that the first two men, whose names were given as James and Usim, both from Akwa Ibom State and between the ages of 30 and 35 years, got trapped in the borehole in the process of drilling the borehole, while the third victim, who was said to be from Plateau State, got trapped as well in an attempt to rescue the first two who were already trapped. The presence of Nigerian police and officials of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, could not save the situation.
It's a very chaotic situation. Up till now, we have not discovered the cause of the death of those three persons that are still right inside the ground. Experts will be invited to come and look at this place and do a lot of things and know. Even seismic job will be done here to know exactly the cause of the death of these people, whether it's a gaseous substance, whether it's any other thing that is down there.
Some eyewitnesses described the incident as a regular occurrence and one which has left residents of the area in shock.
Let government stop all this borehole here and there. We can spend little of this money costing to dig the borehole and help the federal, state or federal government to bring water here.
What I saw here and what I feel on my own side, this thing is not an ordinary something. Somebody's hand is on this very thing.
After several efforts, the corpses were later recovered from the borehole, while efforts to reach the owner of the building and the caretaker were not successful. The drilling of the borehole, which measured about 250 feet since February 2016, has lasted for 8 months without the contractors hitting water level.
What a sad end. May their souls rest in perfect peace. Moving on, many have described him as cowardly, and you would agree with them by the time you hear the story. It happened in Lafia, Nasarawa State, from where Joshua Ojito reports that a man abandoned his wife and son when something went wrong after the baby was born. This is not the usual story of abscondment that you may have heard. Over to Joshua for this one.
In January 2013, when Godwin was born, the joy of the parent knows no bound, as it is the case with every expectant mother. But little did she know that the story would turn the other way around, a week after successful delivery in the hospital in Lafia, the Nasarawa State capital.
When I delivered the child was weak, so they now rushed him to incubate oxygen. So the child was there. When the doctor entered inside and saw my child, the doctor was shouting inside, "Who do this? See how this child dry. This child not supposed to enter here now. People want to kill this child. Who do this?" He was asking us. So when they bring the child was dry. Everywhere was stiff. The child that was sucking hand, the hand cannot even enter their mouth. Everywhere, the way they lie him was dry. Both the skull of the head was dry and break like this. So both the leg, the way they lie him was dry, cannot straight like this. I was crying. I said, how can I manage this kind of condition?
But all hope is not lost as she moves on with her life in search of medical treatment for the baby Godwin, having been abandoned by the father due to health challenge. Her quest to ensure Godwin survives and lives as a normal baby took her to several hospitals, including National Hospital Abuja, courtesy of Nasarawa State Governor Umaru Tanko Al-Makura, but all yielded little or no result as the 3-year-old boy can't sit nor walk.
God knows everything.
Mrs. Charity Ugu still keeps hope alive in search of financial and medical support for her baby as she ran into the entourage of Governor Al-Makura again recently while he was on routine inspections of government ministries, departments and agencies in Lafia in spite of security and protocol bottlenecks. Moved by her plight and his love and care for the persons living with disabilities, the governor directed that the baby be enrolled in an orphanage in Lafia through the Ministry for Women Affairs, where the mother is placed on monthly stipend of 20,000 naira to enable her pick up her life again.
Every month, come to the government house, come to Pamsek every month. Even this one will start from the month of September. We are paying September tomorrow, so no problem. No problem. God will heal him.
Mrs. Charity Ugu and her son are the recent beneficiaries of Governor Al-Makura's benevolence for people living with disabilities, all in a bid to enable them realize their dreams and live a normal life.
Hope and pray that destiny continues to be fair to both mother and child. In its desire to create a heritage of champions in sports, Heritage Bank PLC has delved into something unique. Call it Catch Them Young and you won't be wrong, because the target are youths still in school. Officials of the bank embarked on a road show in Lagos during the week to create awareness about this unique school sports. It calls School Olympics. Adiola Mokivi reports.
The lighting of the game's touch signaled the flag off of the roadshow to herald the maiden edition of School Olympics powered by Heritage Bank. The roadshow took off from the Teslim Balogun Stadium with staff of Heritage Bank and student ambassadors armed with flyers to enlighten the public about the forthcoming school games. The awareness campaign train had brief stops at the Lagos State Education District 3, Falomo, and Education District 4, Sabo Yaba, where the game's touch was presented to the permanent secretaries.
Anywhere they are doing this game, we want the place to be secure. This is Lagos, and we don't want them to impact on our class.
To create a team starting now, the sky is the limit. It's the beginning, not the limit again, for Heritage Bank.
We saw a gap in that segment, having over 98 million Nigerians remaining in that segment, and we don't see them doing any good in international sports or even within the nation. So we decided that we can fill that gap using School Olympics.
School Olympics aims to engage youths of secondary school age in sporting activities and create a pool of talented athletes that will represent the country in future international competitions.
It's an initiative that is meant to groom children that have various talents, not just in any particular sports, but in various sports.
About 80 secondary schools in Lagos State are expected to compete in the games.
Students are going to come from all these districts. The districts are the ones that are collecting the names of schools and the athletes that are coming out from those schools. So we want to honor them by showing them that we are ready, accepted the touch in solidarity with the project. This is now going to lead us to the main event that is starting off at November 2nd through to 4th.
We'll take the last commercial break and return to round off with a game of tennis. Stay on the line.
This is our story, Earth. This is where it all begins. Carefully roasted by fire. Mixed with the purest of water. When everything cools down. Go ahead, taste the real full brewed side of stout. Legend, the real deal. Drink responsibly.
Nigerians. Suicide bombers are not spirits. They are not ghosts. They are human beings like you and me. They live amongst us. They are your neighbors. They are your friends today, but terrorists tomorrow. So you must know your neighbor now. Security begins with you and me. Know your neighbor. Be vigilant. Be security conscious. Report suspicious persons, objects, and movements to the police and other security agencies. The security of our nation is a duty for you and me.
If you see something, say something. Nigeria unite against terrorism. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Glad to have you back. Michael Osawa has emerged champion of the 17th NNPC Chevron Junior Masters Championship after beating Augustine Stephen in a tie-break at the Under-17 Boys Final. This took place in Lagos, from where Adiola Omokivie reports that sponsors of the tournament are happy with the improved standard of play. Let's see it.
The NNPC Chevron Partnership has for 17 years sponsored the Junior Masters Tennis Championship and Tennis Clinic, thereby supporting the federal government's effort at sports development.
We're very proud to sponsor this, the NNPC and Chevron Nigeria joint venture. It's a way for us to invest in the youth of Lagos and Nigeria. You know, as many of the players have gone on to and are now some of the top competitors in Africa.
Contributing to the future of Nigeria through the development of the potential of young people is a strong value and an element of a major element of our corporate responsibility. This year's game was particularly exciting. It was a game that was worth the time that was spent watching it and worth every inch of investment made in it.
The 17th edition's final saw Augustine Stephen struggle against the more determined Michael Oshewa, who is Africa's #2 in the best of 3 sets. Oshewa took the first set 6-4, but the second set proved a bit difficult as Augustine Stephen upped his game. The game went into a tie-break and Michael won 7-6.
It's Michael Oshewa that wins it.
I played the ball on court. I didn't look for angle, so I think that's what made me achieve this.
I was leading 5-2 before I knew he meets me at 5-5.
There was an exhibition match and a performance by the Chevron Children's Orchestra. Gifts and trophies were presented to winners in the various age categories.
Thank you for your company. Newsline will be back with more interesting stories next week. Stay on the line. For now, good night and God bless Nigeria.